Hey folks, I'm Charles Ellsworth and we're the Space Force Deserters.
Well, hello, Charles. Thank you for being on your podcast.
I'm happy to have me.
I'm happy to have you too. We're recording this at the end of the year, and let's talk about what some of your favorite things from the year were.
The number one thing that happened this year, I got Banjo, and he's the best.
I think you've had to get a dog on your list of goals for every year since I've met you.
I found a list of like goals I had made at the beginning of last year, and it's funny looking at it because two of the things on there were like, I want to get a dog, and like Banjo didn't even exist yet. And then one of the other things I said was like I wanted to hike at least a 5-day backpacking trip or more. I hiked 200 miles on the Arizona Trail with my brother and friend Felix. So I got that, and then released Honeysuckle Summer, the album that came out in March. And then another thing I had listed was spend time doing things that feel good with people who make you feel good. And I really feel like I did. I did a 7-week tour, and it was great just seeing everyone on the road after so long because of COVID. Got to play a lot of really fun shows, so huge success. Really, really cool. And now I got that van, not even a week, like a few days before we left.
When I saw you roll up in that, I was super excited for that. I think that's great. Like Banjo, it's been a goal of yours for years. Is there anything that you set out this year that you feel like you fell short on?
I wanted to self-record at least 2 EPs or 1 LP. I self-recorded a bunch of stuff. I didn't release really any of it, and definitely not enough for 2 EPs or an LP. Write a screenplay. That's on my list every year. I never do it. And then the other thing was sell 500 copies of Honeysuckle Summer. Based on the amount of vinyl I have left over, I think I got a long ways to go.
Right. It was still a non-normal year. We haven't gone back to the way things were pre-pandemic. There's still plenty of venues that we've been friends with for years who are still, the bar is open, but we're not doing live music. Again, the world hasn't gone back to normal, and who knows if it will, when it will.
Totally.
So, as we move out of 2021, what would you like to see from yourself? What would you like to see from others?
Honestly, what I've been thinking about the most with 2022 is, one, play as many shows as possible because it's my favorite thing in the world to do. I want to tour in smart ways that doesn't burn me or my band out, but I also want to be on the road a lot. But then I just want to make stuff. That's where I'm in my zone the most, is like when I'm just like hands dirty creating music videos or a YouTube video of like a cover song, or trying to really kind of grow my community in that way.
What does all that look like?
Really focusing on Patreon in a lot of ways. I think Patreon is probably one of the coolest platforms I've found for my fans to directly like support what I'm doing, whether it's the podcast or the videos or the music or touring, all of it.
Where are you going? All alone and confused.
It's just like a cool thing that like you get access to this stuff and to this part of me that other people don't get in exchange for your financial support. What's been stumping me lately is I honestly just don't know how to scale this to the point where it like could support me and pay like a band enough money to where it's not just like a big ask for them to come on tour with me. At a certain point, the amount of work that goes into what I do and what comes out of it, it just doesn't like fully add up, and I'm still trying to figure that out. The type of artist I want to be is associated with wide-ranging things that they're able to do. I think putting a lot more effort into Patreon and trying to explain to folks that like that's like probably one of the best ways you can directly support me, besides like when you come to shows and buy merch, which is also like fucking rad. Maybe it's more sustainable and like honestly better for the planet. Someone's like, maybe I don't want to buy a t-shirt every time he comes through every 3 months, so I got like 3 new Chuck shirts a year. Maybe it just makes more sense for me to like throw him $20 a month on Patreon.
I know you like to get down on yourself, but there are people out there who like your music. There are people out there who like you beyond your music. Otherwise, this podcast wouldn't exist.
You're totally right. The Dirty 30 record will be 10 years old in March, and people have been listening to that record since. That's insane. It's fucking so cool. It's amazing. I've become much happier and more satisfied, and I think created better when I focused on the people that do like really dig what I do and what I make. When I was asking my patrons earlier this year of Tyler, he was like, yo, like I give you money because I know Spotify doesn't pay enough, and I listen to your music on a daily basis. And a lot of people like echoed his opinion or like said that they agreed with him. Now, this isn't just like me giving you money because I feel bad. Like I support lots of artists and you're one of them. That's like unbelievable.
That is cool. Sounds like the perfect time for those of you who've never heard Charles talk about Patreon. How do they sign up?
Oh, yeah. You can go to patreon.com/Charles Ellsworth and find out more about that.